Yo, what's up? Codebook, no, Chromebook, coding, beginners, free code camp, um, projects, Pomodoro Clock. We, uh, we left off last time. I showed you in the first video of the series, I showed you the survey form for that project that's from the beta. That's from the new beta site, which has got a lot of great content on it. Check that out. And then I showed you within that I showed you the thermometer, which was the progress element, the HTML5 progress element that we tweaked. And then in the last video was tweaking the progress even more into a circle. And now we're taking it an even step further. We've integrated the progress circle, progress ball, prog ball, as I like to call it, the prog ball, into the Pomodoro Clock project, which I had already done. So let's take a quick look. Let me just enable. I want to show you the. We'll take a look at some of this ridiculous JavaScript that I wrote, which is probably 10 times longer than it needs to be. Because once again, I will let you know, I've been doing this for like 3.5 weeks. But I have a modal associated with this, so we're gonna show you the modal as well. So I used the framework. I used CSS framework. You can see my name like faded in the bottom. I used Materialize. It's if you're familiar with Bootstrap, which is I think more popular than Materialize, but if you go to that same menu in CodePen, the CSS, adding external CSS, where you click to add, quick add, Bootstrap. Usually people go to Bootstrap, at least I did it first, but you can also just type in or go to Materialize website, just Google it, and they'll give you the Materialize CDN, CDN, which links you to that, and it's got a lot of the same features as Bootstrap, but it's based on like the Google material design concepts. It's cool. It's got a lot of, like I said, it's got a lot of the same stuff, but I find I like it better. So it's got a lot of easy to use JavaScript features like modals that are pretty easy to use, and other cool stuff. So I've got the modal that and I like their color scheme. They have built-in colors where you just add a class. You say you just add green as a class or blue as a class, and then you just add another class like lighten or darken, and they have a whole chart for it. So you can just add like green, darken 2. I think these are all like darken 2s. So like all the darken 2s will kind of go together. They've done a good job of having a color palette that's easy to do with just adding classes, which I like. And I don't know if Bootstrap quite has that. But yeah, these are my 3 colors I use for the website. And then I just wrote a little blurb of what a Pomodoro clock is, and then directions for mine, because it just ended up being easier the way I set it up. You have to enter in your work and break times. It's not preset to 25 and 5, which I think was like maybe a user story, but I just ignored that because I don't want mine to run like that. Then you get out of the modal, you can either click the X or you just go like that. And then it's pretty plain. It's like very minimalistic. I like that. That's kind of from the material design sort of style. But I put in a little thing for notes, just like pops up. And these things on my mouse, this is like in my Google Chrome OS. This is not in the site. But you can add like session notes, like, oh, I'm working on such and such right now. I don't know, like working on this web page right now. And like Pomodoro Clock is cool and all. I don't think I'd ever use one. Um, but it's fun to work on because you really have to dig into JavaScript. And I took it to like a whole nother level. This page. I mean, I learned how to use Materialize working on this page. I think this was the first page I used Materialize on. Maybe I might have done a quick thing, like, and just deleted it, just messing around with it once, just like a fake page. But I used this to learn the new framework. I used a lot of jQuery, mostly jQuery, and some just plain JavaScript in there too, obviously. But jQuery made it easy to like add, remove classes. So there's a lot of dynamic stuff in just this plain looking website, which I like. I've got these buttons, and you can see they animate it in like that. That's built right into Materialize. So you don't have to do anything but follow the directions on the Materialize site. There's no fancy, you don't have to make the keyframes or anything like that. This is like a set of buttons they have. And like within that, you can, like, I adjusted and added, like, I added another big green button up here. And I set the icons. Like, it comes with, I forget what the icons are, but I Materialize also, you just added, I think I added the icons. Materials might come with icons. I can't remember. Google Fonts, Material. No, I added the Material icons from Google Fonts. So I'm using the Google icons too. So this is like the total material style. And then, like, you got your disabled buttons that look like that. And then I've used the tooltips, really easy to use tooltips, which maybe I'll round out those tooltips a little bit. But I've got tooltips on all kinds of stuff. This will bring back the modal, which, like, let me show you the. This is going to be like a 2-part video, I think. I'm taking forever explaining what's going on here. Get rid of that. Modal 1, modal. Modal 1, modal open, and then modal trigger, lean modal. So this modal initializes the modal, this opens the modal, and this is the trigger, which lean modal, I don't even know what it means, but that's what they tell you to type. Because you put modal trigger on the button that opens it. So the first two just open it on page load, and this one is for when the button clicks. And then, they have tons of material design. Like, we can go check out. Might as well. I've even got it like down here. Done in the new tab. Materialize CSS. Modern responsive front end framework based on material design. And it's so easy. Like, you just go in here, click JavaScript, click JavaScript, and it opens up all the different JavaScript features. You've got all the components. It's got like a lot of decent stuff on their docs. So, like, what's built in here? I didn't even use half the stuff. There's so much awesome stuff in here. Modals. So, like, it gives you, it only touches the surface on what you can do. Running out of time on this video, but look, it gives you the base code to structure. You just kind of copy and paste, and then more with a button trigger. Here it is, button, data trigger, and jQuery plugin initialization. Bada bing. So we'll be right back with a little more. We'll show you what else you need to run Materialize, and we'll get into it.